Okay, so let's begin. So today's topic is about detachment. This was a request from someone, so I took it up for this week. I think we've discussed detachment, attachment in so many formats, in so many ways before. But it's a process. Reaching a space of detachment is a process. It's not really ever an end point where you can feel 100% detached, because I guess a lot of us also don't get 100% detached because we like to keep dropping into the games of planet Earth. And that's okay, because by now I think we're all in a space where we realize that there isn't one good or bad way of living life, as long as you are doing it with awareness, as long as the choice that you're making is with awareness and you know what you're doing. And because you know what you're doing, there will always be consequences, right? So even if you choose to be, okay, I want to be slightly attached to my, I don't know, like spouse, or like a certain degree of comfort. Okay, fine. But just know that, yeah, maybe the thought of it changing or shifting will then always bring about a certain kind of fear, because ultimately, what is attachment? Attachment comes out of a space of fear of losing something or fear of it going away. Because if we were 100% convinced that things are here to stay, I don't think we would have any fear of or any sort of attachment. However, detachment is not just a blind absence of fear. Detachment comes from a space where we know or we have faith that in every moment we are taken care of. So it's not to say that detachment makes us wear, rose-tinted glasses and be like, yeah, everything is here to stay. Everything will remain the same. If we just think about it, remaining the same and remaining constant will remain constant. No. Detachment somewhere tells us that life is an experience and we will all go through experiences, and these experiences will pass, they will come, they will go. There isn't a permanence to anything really, but through all of this, we will always be taken care of. There will always be a better reason for things to go a certain way. And when we embrace that knowing, or when we can live in that faith, automatically the level of fear goes down. And when the level of fear goes down, attachments reduce. So detachment, faith, and surrender, according to me, go quite hand in hand. And attachments and fears are very, very closely linked. And we all understand that our faith or our level of faith is inversely proportional to our level of fear. So today, let's work on what could be misaligning us from a space of detachment. Whether it is our attachments, our fears, whether it is our belief that if I truly become detached, then I will completely stagnate or I will not do anything in life. Whether it is our belief that detachment makes you indifferent or makes you, stone cold, heartless, because these are all associations we could have with detachment, and because of which we will not let us become or feel that detachment wholly and completely. Okay. So, of course, the same way, you can all keep putting your associations or what you feel attached to, or your associations of detachment in the chat box and we will take it up one by one. But before that, let's all just close our eyes and center ourselves and come together as a group. Taking a few deep breaths in and out. Breathe in through the nose and breathe out through the mouth. Breathe in a lot of love, a lot of faith, and breathe out any fears and lack-based thoughts. Breathe in and breathe out. And then return to normal breathing. And in this space, please connect to your higher consciousness. Connect to radical consciousness. Connect to masters, angels, healing angels, healing guides, healing masters. Feel their presence and their assistance with you at all times. Know that you are always guided and taken care of. Check how that feels in your space. Even when nothing makes sense, can you align to this knowing, this presence, this guidance? Can you remain humble with this knowing, with this guidance, with this protection? Now thanking yourself, thanking your masters. Take one more deep breath and you may open your eyes. So let's begin. You can keep putting your associations with either detachment or all that you feel attached to, which could be preventing you from detaching, in the chat box, and we will take it up. We will be using R5 today, which stands for revive, recognize, realign, reorient, and reposition. Okay. IR5, my attachments. IR5, my attachments. IR5, my attachments. IR5, my need to hold on to these attachments. IR5, my need to hold on to these attachments. IR5, my need to hold on to these attachments. IR5, my need to grow through these attachments. IR5, my need to grow through these attachments. R5 my need to grow through these attachments. I R5 my need to grow through these attachments. I R5 my attachment to my family. I R5 attachments to 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 family. I R5 my attachments to past experiences. I R5 my attachment to past experiences. I R5 my attachments to past experiences. I R5 my need to hold on to my past experiences. I R5 my need to hold on to my past experiences. I R5 my need to hold on to my past experiences. I R5 my need to hold on to my past experiences. I R5 my attachment to my self-image. 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 I R5 my attachment to my identity with my loved ones. I R5 my attachment to my identity with my loved ones. I R5 my attachment to my identity with my loved ones. I R5 my attachment to my identity with my loved ones. I R5 my fear of change in myself. 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 I R5 my resistance to change and shift. 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 I R5 my attachment to my limiting reactions and responses. I R5 my attachment to my limiting reactions and responses. I R5 my attachment to my limiting reactions and responses. IR5 my attachment to my limiting reactions and responses. IR5 my attachment to karmic patterns. 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 IR5 my need to be appreciated by one and all. IR5 my need to be appreciated by one and all. IR5 my need to be appreciated by one and all. IR5 my disintegrity. IR5 my disintegrity. IR5 my disintegrity. IR5 my disintegrity. IR5 the shattered parts of my personality. IR5 the shattered parts of my personality. IR5 the shattered parts of my personality. IR5 attachment to my contribution. 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 IR5 my reluctance to surrender with full faith. 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 IR5 my need for permanence. 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 I admit my attachments and fears under the loving care of radical consciousness. I admit my attachments and fears under the loving care of radical consciousness. I admit my attachments and fears under the loving care of radical consciousness. IR5 detachment. IR5 detachment. IR5 detachment. IR5 my association of detachment with losing people. IR5 my association of detachment with losing people. IR5 my association of detachment with losing people. IR5 my association of detachment with abandonment. archive my association of detachment with abandonment. I archive my association of detachment with abandonment. I archive my association of detachment with abandonment. I archive my association of detachment with indifference. I archive my association of detachment with indifference. I archive my association of detachment with indifference. I archive my association of detachment with inaction. I archive my association of detachment with inaction. I archive my association of detachment with inaction. I archive my association of detachment with unkindness or rudeness. I archive my association of detachment with unkindness or rudeness. I archive my association of detachment with unkindness or rudeness. I archive my association of detachment with cutting off from ground reality. I archive my association of detachment with cutting off from ground reality. I archive my association of detachment with cutting off from ground reality. I archive my association of detachment with cutting off from ground reality. Final message that's coming through is I safely inspire others to contribute to my experience of fulfillment with detachment. I safely inspire others to contribute to my experience of fulfillment with detachment. I safely inspire others to contribute to my experience of fulfillment with detachment. How are we feeling? What's happening? Is all okay? Anything in your spaces, or are we feeling centered? Now, detachment, attachment is something that you might need to do for a while. Whatever are the associations that keep coming up with detachment, whatever are your attachments that keep surfacing up, it's a process like I started off with. So whatever surfaces up, keep going, and just observe yourself as to how much can you observe your life from a far off standpoint, from a peripheral view. How much can you have faith that fulfilled we all are meant to be? What keeps us unfulfilled is actually our fear that things and people or situations will be taken away. think Shaili, you raised your hand.
Sorry, that was by mistake.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so I hope everyone's doing okay. Would anyone like to share something, ask something?
I'd like to share something, may I?
Yes, please.
So when I started karma clearance, I had a phobia. Uh, since I've come to India, kids, kidnapping, and you know what? I used to keep going to my kids' room to check them all night, multiple times, and I just don't used to sleep with the fear कि कोई इन्हें ले जाएगा. And I did karma clearance from 14th, and then since then I'm attending you, Sheetal ma'am, Aarti ma'am every morning, and the fear has just vanished.
Mm.
I go tell them good night, and I'm at peace. I have that surety in my heart that they're safe.
So
So,
lovely.
I am, yes. And you know what? That thing did not let me sleep for like 2 years. Same thing was happening with my husband when we were at work. I was always under fear, under phobia, कि कुछ होगा, कुछ होगा. That
Mm.
has just vanished. It's just faded it was never there.
Mm.
Even if I try and think of those things, they don't just come up now anymore.
Wow. So
So
beautiful.
thank you to all of you, to Gigi ma'am, to you, and to
Thank you so
Radical
much
for
for
giving
sharing.
us platform.
So lovely. Thank you. Okay, that's beautiful. All right, everyone. So, if we are all okay, then we shall end the recitation for today. And I will see you all next Wednesday with another topic, and we will meet again. Okay, thank you. Take care, everyone. Bye bye. Good evening.
Thank you. Bye bye.